Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Heavenly Parent Holy Community Oceania Hoon.k. Today we have Jynene Helland presenting, and it's Sunday, the 12th of January 2025, or the 13th of December in the 12th year of Chongyalguk. So thank you all for coming, and let's begin with a bow to our true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. Chanji Champuninge, Kyombe, Paro. And let's recite our family pledge, both in Korean and English.
가전만세 8. 천일국 주인, 우리 가족은 참 사랑을 중심하고 천일국 시대를 맞이하여 절대 신앙, 절대 사랑, 절대 복종으로 신의 일제 이상을 이루어 지산천국과 천산천국의 해방권과 속방권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Family pledge number 8. Our family, the owner of Chongyalguk, pledges having entered the era of Chongyalguk to achieve the ideal of God and human beings united in love through absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience, and to perfect the realm of liberation and complete freedom in the kingdom of God on earth and in heaven by centering on true love. I'd like to ask Rex in Solomon Islands if he could offer the opening prayer, please.
Let's pray. Our most beloved Heavenly Parents, our dearest friend of heaven, at one time, ancient church in Germany, and absolute good and blessings upon you. Good morning. Today is Sunday, and 12th of January 2025 and 13th of December in the 12th year of Chongyalguk. Now, Father, 3 months and 1 day away from the opening of Chongyalguk Center in Chongyalguk, Father. We can, Father, realize and feel this time, and this golden age, Father, is so exciting time, especially all our Heavenly Parent, whole community worldwide, Father. We are preparing for our heart, Father, together with the beloved True Mother to enter and celebrate this historical event, the opening of Chongyalguk Center, Father. I wish and desire, Father, for that day, Father. We don't know, Father, how much this will be exciting, and spiritually believe that, Father, as a center of blessed families, our True Mothers also reminding us we are so special. The more we can make a good condition, Father, we can feel the presence of Heavenly Parent coming into our life, Father. Thank you once again. And throughout this morning, devotion, Father, again, it's a time for us to really motivate us, again, to living as really one family in the whole Oceania and Asia Pacific, Father, living as a one family, Father, to welcome our Heavenly Parent. Thank you once again. Hey, Father, give inspiration, good inspiration to our sister Jynene, who will go having a share to us this morning. From beginning to the end of this, Wonderful Father, offer the time to you. Thank you once again. I report this in our names. Valen and Maswak, blessed Santa family, adieu.
Thank you. And let's give a warm welcome to Jynene as she shares this morning. Thank you.
Can you see that?
Yeah, can see that. Just, looking good.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I was wanting this morning to share a speech that, that I often read, and this is just excerpts from this speech. It's called "Who Are the Parents of Heaven and Earth and the Unified World," and it was given on the 27th of November 1994 at Belvedere. So there's a lot of words. I wasn't quite sure how long how much to put in it. So I hope that it works out about timing, and there's a lot of reading. So I'm just trying to get my okay. Heaven is symbolic of the Father, and earth is symbolic of the Mother. The sun symbolizes the Father, and the moon symbolizes the Mother. Air symbolizes the Father, and water symbolizes the Mother. We know that both air and water are life itself. The purpose of restoration history and the ideal of creation is the creation and recovery of parents. Parents are that important. They are God's everything. Parents are the center of the entire creation. Centering on parents, all things exist. So I'm not going to really talk to each slide. I'm just reading it basically here. Everyone longs for peace, but it is impossible for peace to come into existence easily. Instead of one large family of goodness coming into being, we have developed into one large evil world. Therefore, individual by individual, God began separating good from bad. When God works to bring a person to his side, Satan refuses to release him. It is so obvious that the history of the world is the history of good and evil, typified by Cain-Abel relationship and left and right-wing ideologies. Centering upon Jesus, there was a split between right and left wings, which can be traced back to Adam's family and is still apparent in our world today. After the fall, the children of Adam and Eve lived in conflict. The failure within Adam's family was to be restored on the national level at Jesus' time. However, at the national level, Jesus was unable to survive. Therefore, the thief on the left and the thief on the right, symbolizing Cain and Abel, continue to fight in the last days. In the last days, the Lord of the Second Advent, in the place of Jesus himself, will fulfill the role of parents on the worldwide level. He will restore the lost parents at the family level and the lost parents at the national level. At this third stage, the victory will be won by the Lord of the Second Advent. He will become the parent of the whole world and bring Cain and Abel into unity. With the emergence of true parents, Satan cannot claim the realm of true love. This realm is what Adam and Eve were meant to establish. What neither Adam nor Jesus could accomplish will now be fulfilled at the worldwide level by the Lord of the Second Advent, accomplishing the purpose of creation and opening up heaven, which is presently empty. All men, women, and families will be brought into unity, and heaven on earth will be created. God's purpose of creation is accomplished on the earth, not in heaven. This is the overview of God's dispensation. The Lord of the Second Advent's main work is to pave the road for true mother to tread. I'll just make sure that okay. The responsibility of women is great. We are now in the time of women. The Lord of the Second Advent's main work is to pave the road for true mother to tread. 40 years ago, in 1945, this work could have been accomplished in such a short time. However, since God lost everything at that time, there is no country today, whereas after World War II, there were countries. Centering upon Christianity, countries must be restored. The United Nations, the nations in the Cain position, and the nations in the Abel position must be brought into unity. We must all work to bring this about. Since True Mother had no idea of this, Father has paved the road for Mother to walk. Until 1992, Mother had to follow Father absolutely, without question. Otherwise, the unified world could not be created. You understand? In 1992, the liberation of womanhood was proclaimed, centered upon True Mother. This was the first time in history that Mother stood on Father's level side, horizontally. That means that worldwide, all women can be liberated. True Mother represents the whole of women's world. Once women inherit the victory of True Mother, they are ready to come forth to their husband, the bridegroom. Until now, women did not have this qualification. You may not understand this completely clearly. That's all right. It's not so important compared to other things. When I have more time, I will explain this to you more clearly. Once you follow true parents absolutely, you don't have to know everything. The source of the problem within Adam's family was disbelief and the broken love. Adam's family failed to make a connection with God's true love. In order to restore this lack of confidence, we need absolute faith. Instead of this discord of love, we need absolute artistic unity. The fall took place because the children's minds did not understand the agony of the parent's mind. Because of this, the children became indifferent. In order to indemnify the lack of faith and love in Adam's family, all of us must seek to know what goes on in True Mother's mind. What kind of difficulties, what kind of agony she has to face in order to reach out to us and the rest of the world. That is the commandment which I required of Mother also. Mother has to pay attention to everything I do. Likewise, you must have an absolute experience of what Father and Mother are going through. You must become as one body with your parents. The children's commandment is to believe absolutely in what the parents are doing and to experience their parents' heart. This applies to all family relationships, including the true children. Whoever does not agree with Father and Mother has no place here. United with their parents, the children must work to bring about the unification of the nation. and indeed the emergence of the nation itself. Upon the national foundation, so creating a nation for God, upon the national foundation, the second generation can be blessed. Only when the nation emerges can true parents pass the inheritance to the children. The second generation has to understand this point very clearly. The second generation is not simply free to do whatever they wish after inheriting the victorious foundation from the first generation and parents. After reaching Canaan, the second generation should be burning with the desire to establish God's own nation. The second generation must clearly understand this, otherwise they will be without direction. After entering into Canaan, the problem was that the mothers and children did not unite completely. Mothers worked so hard in order to provide for their children, but they did not have enough time to educate the children correctly. I'm now asking all children to come into complete unity with True Mother at all levels. All satanic forces, visible and invisible, work to create division between the true children and Mother. This is what Satan does all the time. That is not my advice as an individual. This is the principal tradition. This tradition cannot be altered. You must understand that there is no such thing as a new tradition, unless God commands that new tradition through true parents. Tradition does not follow directly from God to true children. All true children and the rest of the world must follow in the wake of true parents. There is no other way. The President of the United States or any president of any country must tread this universal path. This is the formula. The formulas and blueprints exist for conducting your family life and guiding your activities. My sermons have been consistent through these 40 years. The Israelites had to follow Jesus' course. The Israelites had to follow Jacob's course. Sorry, I couldn't read the words. In returning to Canaan, they had to follow Moses' path. All of Christianity must follow Jesus' path. By the same token, all unificationists must precisely follow True Parents' course. Otherwise, there will be confusion. Here in the Unification Church, you must pay utmost attention to what Father has done for you. Do you understand? Yes. It is a formula for which there is no substitute. The formula is the formula. Just as Mother followed me absolutely, all women of the world must follow Mother at this time. Children do not follow their elder brother or their younger sister, but children follow their parents. The key is to follow with all your might and never separate from the path of true parents. That is it. When the nation is built, then the blessing of inheritance will take place. Heaven will be inherited. From the family to the national level, you must follow in my wake. For the sake of the unification of North and South Korea, we all must sacrifice. We must bear in mind that this is Mother's time, and the countries of Japan, Germany, and America will emulate her. Now I expect Mother to focus on the unification of the youth of North and South Korea. I am encouraging Mother to work wholeheartedly for that purpose. I extend all the privileges to Mother. In my absence, Mother will take all my power and concretely carry out this mission. That means that whenever I am not here, Mother is equivalent to me. Wherever true parents go, Mother will work on solidifying family units, not only her family, but yours as well. This is the beginning of a new era, and we must prepare ourselves mentally. Pray to keep your mind focused on Mother. Once I occupied all your attention, but now you must focus on Mother as well as me. Until now, all of your love went to me, but now you have to place Mother in your hearts at the same level, to the same level. American women especially must give your wholehearted support and your lives for Mother. We are proclaiming to the world that while I am the first in the Unification Church, Mother is most definitely now second officially. Bear that in mind. And then True Mother came up to speak. So these are Mother's words. Thank you for your support. Just as Father explained, the true children and you are in Cain-Abel relationship. Therefore, I expect you to unite with each other completely and follow me. We will all then accomplish the task which is expected by history and by heaven. Father continues then. Centering upon Mother, you as Cain and true children as Abel need to unite. Once you are united with each other and with Mother, you have the qualification to step forward to me and to God. It is imperative that you become united first before you expect to be united with me and with God. Restoration means returning to the original point. You have to have a clear concept to put into action. Unless your mind is clear, your action cannot be clear. The children of each family must come into complete unity with their Mother before they can return to God. Husbands are in the position of archangel. Therefore, by them becoming one with mother-centered unity, then they too can return to Father. The mother of each family, together with the children, must step forward to true Father and become one, and then they will be ready to save their husbands. Restoration happens in that order because the position of all husbands is that of archangel. The archangel must serve the woman who represents God's queen. The children of the queen are the princes and princesses and children of God. Do you understand? Therefore, through serving them, you husbands will also become one with God. I can then give the blessing. True Mother has the grand task of bringing the Cain and Abel children of the world together before stepping forward toward Father. The correct thinking needs to be firmly rooted in your minds before worldwide activity can be launched. All women are part of mother. On all 8 stages, from the individual level to God's level, women and mother can become one. I'm announcing and proclaiming that centered upon mother, you should come forward and become one. Yeah, and then I'll just give some reflection that, reading this, I felt so much love and respect for True Mother, that she's quietly in the background been achieving this huge foundation and step by step achieving victory, and that also that it was really amazing to see. I mean, we kind of go on every day, but that in the background, all these foundations are being accomplished, and that True Father knew exactly where things were going, and Mother now knows exactly step by step how to get us there, what we need to achieve, and when something isn't accomplished, then how to do it a different way, or how to achieve something differently. But anyway, that Father worked to an exact formula, and it was really inspiring. And also that Father was stressing our absolute unity, how crucial it is. Sometimes we might get our own ideas or have not understand things, but to absolutely unite and to be one with True Mother and True Father. True Mother now, especially on the physical world, but True Father in the spiritual world, in heaven. That this is the way. Not to look left or right, just to look forward to true parents, and especially, of course, now True Mother, and that that Father's instructions, that's Father what Father was telling us, to connect with True Mother, True Mother's mind and heart. I suppose I felt like a deeper level of unity, like really understanding more True Mother's mind and True Mother's heart. And sometimes when things happen in my life, I relating it to Mother, what Mother must have gone through, or that she must have felt this or whatever. It really like substantially connecting our lives and our minds, our thinking with True Mother. And that as Cain children of true parents, we should have the same heart as True Mother towards each of the true children. I just really felt to pray for the true children. We do, that's the prayer point anyway, that for the protection of the true family. But that even more that Mother's bringing the Cain and Abel children together, and that as Cain children to really to connect in heart and support the true children. And like Mother said, and her Father said in the speech, that Satan is always trying to bring disunity and bring a division between them. And to really pray and support in prayer that ultimately that True Mother can bring all of the true family together, and us. That Mother has a huge mission to bring the Cain and Abel children of the world together. So I hope that you're able to get something out of this speech this morning that means something to you. And it's a speech that I keep and read over and over. Especially, it was the beginning of Mother's taking over of Mother's mission, and Thank you very much, and yeah, have a good day.
Yeah, thank you,
I
Jynene.
wasn't quite sure how long it would take to read, so.
No, that's all right. Thank you for sharing. It's quite you could probably stop sharing.
Oh, sorry, yes.
Yeah, all right. Thank you. Yeah, that's quite a great speech. I remember that speech as well, and yeah, like you, there are many favourite ones we have that hit a core with us and help us to connect more with true parents. And there's many things in this speech, and I'm sure others caught certain things that really touch their mind and heart directly. Uh, and one of the things was that Father, and actually using the words there, Lord of the Second Advent's main work is to pave the road for true mother to tread, to walk. And so this is very interesting to hear expressed that way. Father acknowledging himself as the Lord of the Second Advent and acknowledging the role of mother, because mother's the one that connects and has to carry out this path, very clear path, to recognize the process of restoration is the mother and son, or unity, or mother and daughter unity, that brings about the ability to raise up husbands that are in the archangel position to the position of the parent, and then the father who comes as the parent, or in particularly the Lord of the Second Advent, who's coming to fulfill what Adam didn't do, and what Jesus left to be completed. The path for mother to walk. And that statement, since true mother did not know, and I was reflecting on that statement. I mean, it's in a way that's exactly like Adam and Eve. They didn't know. They had to go through the growth process to grow up to make that unity with God, but they needed the archangel uh, to be able to provide the support and the direction so that they could focus on God completely. And so, even though both father and mother intrinsically know that they are the child of God, but the growth still needs to happen. The steps still need to happen, and also, that's part of the protection. It's not just walking the road, but to be protected along the way. And so just realizing that that's the same for all of us. When we joined, we knew in our core that Father's the Messiah, and then understanding deeply that the Messiah is true parents, and that mother represents the heart of heaven, equally as Father represents the heart of heaven. And so we know the core, and the core is what moves us, but we really don't know the details, the steps to follow. And then, as you mentioned about the formula that Father follows, and obviously the formula is the principle, and that's why it's detailed. And we have to recognize the principle, because really the principle is only the principle of creation. It's not the fall. It's not restoration. These were things that prolonged the principle from really being realized. And so understanding the principle, just the other day I was teaching someone and explaining that just as there are laws of nature which relate to the physical realm, we have the laws of spirit, which we call the principle. And the principles just like the laws of nature. They're absolute. You can't change them. That we're just in it and bound by it. I mean, if you try to disregard gravity, then the consequence of falling is happens regardless, to anybody, and it doesn't matter their heart or their position. If you disregard a law, the consequence is straight away. And it's the same with the principle, which are the laws of heaven, and you disregard one of those, and the consequence is straight away. With the physical world, that consequence is physical, obviously, and for example, you break an arm or something. But with the spiritual law, the consequence is also immediate, but because we're blurred by our understanding of spirit and physical, sometimes or many times we disregard the consequence, and that consequence being the suffering of God's heart, the suffering of our own heart, the guilt, the regret, and sometimes, depending on how we connect to that, we either fix it or it dulls our conscience, so we end up making more mistakes. So really, we all have to go the principle regardless. We can't stop. And God put in a very clear order. He mentioned also in there that God doesn't directly talk, even though the children may think so, doesn't directly talk to the children. The children have to listen to the parents. There's the order, it's God, true parents, true children. I mean, that's the four-position foundation, where we can't ignore that. You can't, even though God can directly inspire every individual, but that's inspiration is to make sure that we maintain the order, that we follow the formula, we follow the principle. And we need to, as we do that, then our mind is clear and our actions become very clear as well. And that God, true parents, true children line is the tradition. It's not a new tradition. It's a clarity of the tradition. The tradition was created at the same time God created us at the very beginning. And so God was longing for the true parents to emerge, because there was this process at the beginning that the original true parents, Adam and Eve, had to grow up. They had to learn, they had to know, they had to understand, even though, of course, that's why they were driven to achieve perfection, because they knew in their core that's the direction they have to go. But they relied on to be taught, to be looked after, and to cared for. And so Father not only paving the road for Mother to walk, but also enabling that bond of love to deepen and deepen and deepen. And so I think we're all in that same position of connecting with Mother, because we are the same as the true children. We're in this Cain-Abel connection. So the Cain child is just as valuable as the Abel child, because if you look at Adam's family, Cain and Abel are both the children of Adam and Eve. And so even though we often say Cain is over there and Abel's over here, but actually we're all the same children, and all have to go through the same process of connecting. And so connecting with the true children, connecting with Mother is just the same. Mother's our mother, not only true Mother, but our mother. And our true parents have said many times that we are their children, but reading this or listening to this being read, puts greater understanding towards recognizing that we are true parents' children, and we're in the lineage of true parents because of the blessing, and still, the children have to unite, and that's us amongst ourselves and with the true children, and then that creates the bond that enables all men to be raised from the position of carers or protectors and guiders to becoming the true parent that all of us are meant to develop into. So many things in this speech, and I'm sure others found many things as well, and and that even more highlights the responsibility of women. Is truly great, and our mother is fulfilled that responsibility. So there's some of my thoughts. I could go on even more, but I won't. So open it up to others who'd like to share. Thank you. Yeah. Yes, Chris, go ahead.
Okay, I'll break the ice. I'm always amazed these days how much connected our morning services are to what I've been thinking. And it's just incredible, really. Just not a testimony to me, but just how God is working in our lives. And I found that over probably quite a long time now, since we've been able to bless people of other religions and virtually saying, well, you can maintain your tradition, just be better at it and be good and build a world and get blessed and learn more about true parents. And I thought, that was okay. And I thought the world would come together by them getting better and better in doing that and practicing their religion in a more principled way, and that would be okay. But just in the last few days, God, Heavenly Parent has shown me very clearly that that's not going to work. The tradition part's okay, but they have to know true parents' instruction. Without that instruction, they don't know what to do. And that's become very, very clear now after Donald Trump has been elected president. Because I followed it intensely for 4 years or so, but I don't look at it now. But the YouTube algorithm puts up things on my YouTube all the time because of my intense interest in the past. And I don't know if people know, most of you probably know that the people backing Donald Trump now going to be in his cabinet are the most powerful people in the world, the most effective people in the world, but they've already got disunity. They all believe in freedom of religion and all those good things, but there's a lot of disunity coming now. For instance, there's talk of America taking over Greenland. Now, everyone may gasp, but actually the population of Greenland want to be American, right? They're dominated by, is it Denmark, I think, and they don't like it. They're not treated well. And so there's disunity in the camp about whether that should happen, how it should happen. Then you've got Israel, then you've got Ukraine, and these people are not united on how to go forward. So they need true parents' instructions, on what to do. And I realize that because the world is changing so much now so quickly, this is our desperation, really, to get across to people. Yeah, you can live in us any way you want to, but you've got to connect to the central point, the central instruction. Without that, things go off track pretty quick. So anyway, that was just amazing. It's hard for me to convey to you, but Heavenly Parent's putting visions in my mind over the last week, 2 weeks of my own life. And back in the hippie days, it was a good life. We just discovered marijuana. Things were good. And, you know, it's incredible. I can remember just a vision in my head of a summer's day and people walking past and probably a little high saying, yeah, lovely day. Yep, nice. And from that point, when I was about 18 years old to 5 or 6 years later, I was in a psychiatric ward, you know, as an outpatient to Footscray Mental Institution. So without connecting to the central point, it doesn't work. Everything breaks down. Satan can easily break things down and cause confusion. So anyway, that's a big thing for me. Anyway, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. Thank you. Yes, Jeff, go ahead.
Yeah, wow, that was amazing. Thank you, Jynene. It's amazing that was in 1994. And it's like it's for today. You know? It is so prophetic, you know, exactly the challenges and exactly what needs to be done. 1994, you know, is really what we're dealing with today. So it's so a good speech to sort of clarify, and also, what can I say? That's kind of what I'm trying to find. It's really yeah, it just makes me feel I'm in the right place, you know. And what I understand today in following our true mother today, when many have not understood mother's mission and are struggling with that. So I'm very grateful to be here in this particular place. And we can see the fruits of that, you know, mother's really raising up all these second generation members. And yeah, anyway, so thank you, Jynene. Such a nice, important speech for us today. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, Reverend Stone, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jynene. That was a terrific speech, and I really concur with pretty well everything Jeff just said. You know, and yeah, thank you for picking that speech out. Yeah, 1994 was really a time when Mother came into her own, and so many things that Father said at that time really clarify the role of Mother, and how she became on an equal level with Father at that time. And goodness knows how people, you know, don't get it right now, you know. They just don't get it. That they should go back and read those speeches, you know, because it's so clear. So anyway, thank you so much. And that was terrific this morning. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, Chris, go ahead.
Sorry, guys, just one small point. I did, Jynene, as you were reading that, I was really struck. We're reading this thing about True Mother going through all this stuff behind the scenes and establishing all these foundations and how hard it was. And then in the speech said, okay, Mother's going to speak now. And I thought, oh, okay, great. And then just such a short speech. And I thought, oh, now I could sort of felt you know what I'm saying? I thought we were going to hear 10 minutes of Mother's talking, and she just gets to say a couple of paragraphs and back to Father. And I thought, oh, that's exactly what she's talking about, exactly how she feels. You know, it's still not enough foundation. So I just brought home exactly what the speech was talking about to understand Mother's point of view. Anyway, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. Yeah. Yes, Reverend Kenji, go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Thank you, Jenny, for the a profound speech given by the father about the mother. And it is very clear that without mother, breasting movement didn't happen. And mother is a really manifestation of the Heavenly Mother. And that's very, very clear. And I don't understand why the people are really struggling. Anyway, just I'd like to share a little bit about the what's happened the last night. As we organized the commitment ceremony for the Timla, second daughter of the Sherry family, and Bonglong, the Nazono family from the South Africa. We had a online commitment ceremony. And from the South Africa side, wow, I think the nearly 100 people joined in. From New Zealand side, just the Sherry family and myself. Anyway, leader of the South Africa and the family members expressed deeply about the happiness, joyfulness of the blessing. But anyway, they are preparing for the blessing ceremony, which is going to be held on the 12th of April. And this time is very, very special, as they gonna be a kind of offering to the really heavenly parent, true parents. But it's gonna be held just before the entrance ceremony of the Chongil Sanctum in Chongwon-gun. So then, the more we understand the value of the blessing, the more people really cannot help but express the gratitude, appreciation to true parents. Not only father, not only mother, true parents. That's the point that the lady would like to share. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That's great. It's time now for us to offer our unison prayers. So I'll just bring up the screen. Thank you, and let's pray together. Jew, Jew, Jew. Thank you, everyone. Thank you again, Jynene, for sharing that message, and I hope everyone has a great day, and see you all again tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye.